Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's section is this user interface. We have a one page. There are some backend code about this UI design. We will use constraint layouts, include layouts, data binding, bottom navigation menu, compose navigation graphs, driver menu, and bottom sheet dialog like this. Okay, let's start the video. First of all, I want to create one new project. This project name will be UI sample. We are waiting for Android Studio prepare our project in the backend. Project is ready, and now we have to add our dependency inside module type build Gradle file. There are not too much dependencies we need. Just these two libraries. Also, we have to open our data binding permission. Okay, we can click this synchronize now. And now I want to create one more package. This package contain our fragments. We will need 5 fragments. First fragment's name will be page 1, and we can delete these codes blocks. And I want to create these fragments quickly because I don't want to spend too much time. And okay, as you can see, our fragments are ready. We have 5 fragments. And now we will pass our Drupal folder inside our Drupal folder. I will share a link about this project, and you can click this link and you can go to my repository. And you can download this repository into your computer. I mean, I am trying to say you can access these folders using my GitHub repository. Okay, we added our folders, and now I want to create our navigation graphs. For this, above the res folder, right click new and Android resource file, and this is the important part. We will select this navigation not values and my nav. Okay, as you can see, we have a button in here. If you click this button, we can access our destinations. I want to select for first destinations our fragments page 1, and second destinations 2. Okay, and we added our destinations into our dashboard, but we have to connect these destinations each other. For make this, as you can see, we have a dot in here. If you click and drop the right side and leave, as you can see, we have an error. Same thing we will make for other destinations. Okay, our navigation graphs is ready. Now we will continue with our menu folder, because we will use bottom navigation menu and item id page 1, title main page, and icon baseline home. Okay, we can close our first item. As you know, we have 5 fragments. That's why we have to create 5 items. Okay, our menu items are ready, and now we will keep continue with our activity main. We will delete the text. We will delete this text view in here. Instead of, we will add now host fragments, drag and drop select my nav we created before and click OK. Okay, our navigation are here, and now I want to add bottom navigation menu view. It will be match parents and also match parents. Okay, and now navigation, and now we have to add our menu inside bottom navigation view. Or do this menu and my menu, and yes, as you can see, our menus are here. And change this fragment container view to fragments. Yes, our activity main also ready, and we can keep continue with our main activity because we have to write some backend codes. First of all, I want to define our binding parameter, but before binding parameter I forgot to change layout types to data binding layout. And now we can define our binding parameters. Activity main binding, and binding equals to activity main binding dot inflate layout inflator, and binding dot root. And also one more thing, we need privately init var nav controller, and this parts for bottom navigation menu, nav controller equals to navigation dot find nav controller this, and r dot id dot fragment container view, and also set up with nav controller. Alt press enter for import to library, binding dot bottom navigation menu and nav controller. Okay, let's try to start our application. And yes guys, our application working perfectly. As you can see, we have a bottom navigation menu and fragment container view. In the next video we will customize our bottom navigation menu, and we will add our properties for our project. Here we will add to include layout inside our page 1 fragment. First of all, I want to add some drawable folders. We can close this tags, And now I want to create one more layout. This layout's name will be action bar. And I want to add one image view, 50 dp and 50 dp. And source will be this. And give a id image view. And okay, we can close this tag. And also I want to add one more text view. Wrap contents text will be hello Burak Baba. Text color, text style, bold and color black. And okay, come here. You can use these dots for give some constraints. Okay, and now I want to add one more image view. Same width and height, 50 dp. Source will be notifications. Let's change this, not 50-40. It's better now. And wrap contents. Okay, our action bar is ready. Now we can keep going with our page 1 fragments. We will add our action bar layout using include layout. id include and layout action bar like this, and we can close this tag. And also I want to change this frame layout, not frame layout, it should be constraint layout. And I want to add one more properties, it's padding 20 dp. And okay. And now I want to create one more layout resource file. This resource file will be a include layout. Its name credits cards. And I want to change this constraint layout, not constraint layout, it will be a relative layout. And I want to add one image view. It will be wrap contents and wrap contents. Source will be cards like this, and scale type will be not fit center, it should be fit starts. And adjust view bonus to true. And yes, that's it, we can close this panel. And as you can see guys, this file name is red. You can ignore these things because I don't want to add these codes into my GitHub repository. That's why this file name is red. And inside the activity vein, I want to, inside the fragment 1, I want to add this layout we created before. I want to add inside our fragments UI design. For this, I want to create one include layout. It's ID credits cards and ID includes to and layouts credits cards. Let's check. And I want to give margin top 16 dp, layout width wrap content and heights will be 0 dp. And yes, we can close this panel. And now I want to create one more layout resource file. This layout resource file name will be exchange. And inside this layout resource file, we will add one text view. Wrap contents and text exchange, and our text view color will be black, and also text size, we will change our text size for 26 XP, and our text style will be bold. And also I want to add some constraint for this text view. And before that, I want to change this height notch math parent. It will be wrap content. I am using these dots for adding some constraints. Okay, and now I want to add one more Drupal folder inside our Drupal file. Inside our Drupal folder, we will use an arrow. Vector assets and search like arrow. I want to use black color, and okay, and finish. And now we can add our vector asset inside our layout file. Our width 30 dp and height 30 dp also. Source arrow, not this, and same thing I will do for constraints. I am using these dots. Okay, our layout resource file is ready. Now we can add this layout resource file into fragment page 1. For do this, I want to create one more include layout. ID exchange, and our width will be match parents, and our height will be wrap content, and our layout will be exchange, like this. And bottom of this exchange include layout, I want to add one more recycler view. recycler view match parent and wrap content. And also I want to give margin top 8 dp, and now we don't have any data for paste this recycler view. That's why we added our height 16 dp, and this recycler view height value can stay like that for now. As I said before, we don't have any data class for now. We will create this data class later. And guys, by the way, we are using include layout because we will need to change some changes in the future. We are using include layout for make change easily. And now I want to create one more layout resource file, transaction. Same thing, actually we are using same thing with exchange. We can copy this exchange codes and we can pass inside our transaction XML. And just I want to change just this text transaction like this. Okay, now we can add this, and now we can add our transaction layout into our page 1 fragment. For this I want to create one more include layout and ID include 3 with match parents, heights, wrap content, and layout. Transaction like this. And I want to add margin top 12 dp. And also I want to add one more recycler view, match parents 100 dp for now. Where's our recycler view? In here. And yes, as you can see, we used scroll views, scroll view on root package. That's why we can scroll down and scroll. I mean, we can use these scroll properties. And now I want to create our notification fragments. If user click this ring button, our bottom sheet dialog open. For this I want to create one more blank fragment. This fragment name will be notification fragment. And I want to change this, not fragment, it will be bottom sheet dialog fragment. And inside on we've created function, we will define our bottom sheet dialog, bottom sheet fragments, bottom sheet equals to req init with that's parents as view bottomsheet dot background tint mode equals to border dot mode dot clear, and also bottomsheet dot background tint list equals to color state list dot value of color state list dot value of color dot transparent bottomsheet dot set background color transparent. These properties will define our bottom sheet dialog fragments to be transparent. And let's keep going with our fragment notification. We will customize our fragment. And yes, I will write these codes for our fragments. And of course, inside the page 1, before we write any code inside our page 1 fragment, we have to add our new notification fragment inside our navigation graph, because we want, if user click this ring button, we want from our application to open our notification fragment. For this, we have to add new destination, and this destination will be our notification fragments. And we will add an action using these dots. Okay, let's back our page 1 fragment. Inside the on view create function, I want to write one function to open notification fragments. Let's create quickly binding dot notification dot set on click listener. Find now the controller dots navigate r dots id dots action 1 page 1 to notification fragments. And okay, let's run our application for seeing the results. We are waiting to Android Studio run our application. And guys, by the way, I have to say one thing. It is really hard to record a video for me because I have my own job. I am working with 2 companies right now. One company is a startup, and second company is my real job. And I'm trying to record a video every night when I arrive my home. Unfortunately, I didn't record any video at my job. That's why maybe sometimes my voice could be different, because please subscribe and follow my. If I click this ring button, as you can see, our notification fragment is here. If I click the other escape, notification fragments will be gone, like this. And now I want to create one more package. This package will be our data class package. Sorry, I clicked it wrong. Just name data, and I am creating this data class for our recycler view. First data class will be our crypto Kotlin class, and select data class and name crypto. Inside this data class we have just one parameter. This parameter will be name and type string. Okay, now I want to create our recycler view row item. Just give a name main page row item like this. And inside this row item I want to create one more constraint layout. This constraint layout with 200 dp and height will be match parent. And also I am changing this root constraint layout height. It will be 70 dp. Let's give margin left 20 dp. And I want to add one background for this constraint layout. For this I want to create one more durable resource file. This durable resource file name will be raw background. Click. This raw background already exists. Let's give background raw background. Okay, inside this constraint layout I will add a text view. Wrap contents, not match parent, wrap contents. Our text will be GBP and text style will be bold, and also text color black, and size will be 26 sp like this. And give some constraints like this. Okay, we can close this text view, and bottom of this text view I want to add one more text view. Before that I want to add a ID for our first text view. Text view wrap contents, color black, and also I am adding one more text view. Wrap content. And yes, our main page row item is ready, but we will need one more row item we will create later, not now. And now we can keep going to create our adapter. For this I want to create one more package. This package name will be adapter, and also inside this package I want to create one custom adapter like this, and I took these codes from internet. If you want to look if you want to take this code from internet, you can write recycler view documentation, and you can log in inside the documentation website, and you can access these codes also. I changed several things. First of all, I created a dataset, and type will be crypto. We can delete this block. And also I defined our layout in here, and also inside the text view, let's our text view 3, and position name. Okay, our adapter is also ready. We can keep going inside our UI package and page 1. I want to create one more adapter, private latest var adapter, custom adapter, and then one more function, first adapter define, like this. And before we write any code inside this first adapter define, we will create our data. For this, I want to create one more private function. This function will be our define crypto parameters. It's a array list crypto. Mol e equals to crypto name GBP. And yes, we created 4 objects from this crypto data class, and I created a value object, and this object is a array list of it contain these values. And inside the first adapter define, we can use our define crypto parameters function. We created one object from define crypto parameters, and our define crypto parameters return a array list of, and this array list of contains our variables, like this. And same thing for define recycler view. First of all, recycler view layout manager, and I want to our recycler view will be horizontal. I want this, and adapter, custom adapter, and values. As you can see, we defined, we created before, binding that recycler with that adapter equals to adapter. Let's try to start our application for seeing the results. And yes, this is our first recycler view, but I don't like that this tips, this name has to a parameter. This parameter has to be a margin left. I think we didn't write to margin paths, margin left parameter. Yeah. Okay, let's click again. Yep, like this. And now we can keep going to create our second yeah, like this, and we can keep going to create our second recycler view. For this, actually same thing we will do. We will create a data class. This data class will be transec, sorry, not transec, this data class will be crypto current, and we forgot to select data class. That's why I'm writing data class to two parameters we have for this data class, name and image. Let's create quickly the layout row item for our second data class, main page row. Let's create main page row item 2. And yes, as you can see, we have an image view and we have a 3 text view. It's a really simple UI design, but it's not too much important because this is a row item. We are defining just first line on this layout file. And now I want to create one more adapter. This adapter name will be transact adapter. And yes, as you can see, we created a dataset. This dataset type is array list, and this dataset from cryptocurrent data class. We have, as I said before, we have a text view and we have an image view. And okay, we can keep going. We come back to our page 1 fragment. I want to create one more function. This function second adapter define. Before writing any code in this function, I want to create one more function. This function is define current parameters. And also we have to define our second adapter. Like this. And inside the second adapter define, we created a object from this function, and we defined our second recycler view. Let's click run for test our application. And yes, as you can see, our second adapter working fine. Our bottom sheet dialog also working fine. Just we need one more thing, this driver menu. As you can see, when I clicked this profile image, nothing happened. But we want to from our application, if user click this profile image, it will be our driver menu will be open from left side. Let's create quickly. For create driver menu, we have to create one more menu resource file. This menu resource file name will be menu2. And inside this menu too, as you can see, I created 5 item and I added title properties and icon properties. And now one more thing we need, we have to create our header layout. Now header like this. And yes, as you can see, we have a background, and I added one text view for our now header layout. Let's keep going with our fragments page. Fragments page 1. I want to add end of scroll view, navigation view like this, and let's continue with page 1 fragments. Inside the page 1 fragments, I will define 2 parameters like this, and also we have to write these codes. And also I am going to define a toggle, and this toggle action driver toggle and driver layout. And also I want to define one more function, open driver menu like this, just create quickly. And one more function we need, open and close navigation driver, just create this function quickly also. This is not it, this will be view like this. Okay, let's run our application. Okay, as you can see, when I click this image, our driver menu open. Okay guys, this is a first page UI design, but we have a driver menu, navigation graph, bottom sheet dialog, recycler view, and other things. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and if you have any question, you can write a comment for your questions. Thanks for watching. See you next video.